Good evening, everyone. This is Isha coming back at you with another informative video. The video I will be doing tonight, this is just essentially a piggyback of the video part one, which was titled The Job Market is Essentially Rigged. Let me start by saying viewer discretion is advised. If you have small children in the room or you have an allergic reaction to profanity, I would suggest you cut this video off because I will not inconvenience myself to appease you. When I speak from the heart and my soul and from my true authentic self. And I understand my message may not get across to many, but those who have the eyes and well essentially the ears to hear, you'll get the gist of this message. So let me start by saying um the application tracking system should be outlawed and banned because they're violating in violation of a lot of unethical things. Like it's creating an unfair market, and a lot of these softwares, I feel like in a sense these it might have a glitch in it or something like that. I just feel as though it should actually be outlawed. And the people who regulate the application tracking system, I don't know if any of you all know this, the Equal Employee Opportunity Commissioner and the Office of the Federal Contract Compliance Program regulates the application track system. So in that situation, if you really feel as though you're filling out thousands upon thousands or hundreds upon hundreds of applications and you're not getting any feedback, I would start by filing a complaint with the Equal Employee Employment Opportunity Commission and the Office of the Federal Contract Compliance Program. Another place I would suggest people filing a complaint um, is the Federal Trade Commissioner, the Secretary of State, and your Attorney General, the Consumer Protection Division. And once people start filing these complaints, and they have an influx of these complaints, you can rest assured a lot of this shit will start changing. A lot of it will start changing. And let me start by saying that it is the job market is so screwed up right now that internal employee referrals aren't working. I'm hearing story after story where individuals will attempt to will actually send a referral link over to their buddy, friends, family members, or whatever, and they still get rejected. I know firsthand because last year a buddy of mine who was at the time was working for one of the largest insurance companies in the nation. I'm a licensed claims adjuster. I used her referral link, and it wasn't even a good 24 hours. I got a reject letter. I'm like, what the hell? Something is definitely wrong with that situation. I had a family member who works in the medical field. Her homegirl gave her an internal referral link for her to apply for a position. Don't you know that individual was rejected? It was a situation where I referred someone to a particular position and they too got the runaround. So that's why I was like, whatever is going on with this job market, it's out of control. It is out of control, you know. And when I actually file, or if you actually file a complaint, let them know the company you apply for the job, you have suspicion they're engaging in job ghosting because there's no reason why you apply for a position and you either you hear back from them instantly during non-working hours, which don't make any damn sense. Who the fuck sending out there gonna reject letters 2 o'clock in the morning? And I think it really add insult to injury when they send that cliche generic ass message. Oh, we were highly impressed with your resume. However, we went with another candidate. Bitch, well, why the fuck was you? If you that impressed with me, why you ain't hire me? If you was that impressed with me, I don't want to hear the fact that you were highly impressed with me, but you went with another candidate. That's bullshit. Bullshit. And another thing, I don't know if anyone else noticed, to the people who are getting these so-called recruiters, that are finding your resume on Career Builder and Indeed and the rest of these job posting sites. I find it very strange that, at least for me, I got to speak for myself, that whenever I engage and talk to these individuals, which is, I say, 90% of the time, they're not Americans. They sound like they came straight off of the boat from India. They'll sit up there and say, "Oh, I found your resume and I was highly impressed with it, you know, and we'll have a conversation." Well, I'm going to send the information and the job details over to you, and I'm going to send over the right to represent. Boom. Sign the right to representative. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but if you're dealing with recruiters, shortly after I give these bitches my daggone email address, next thing I know, I have an influx of spam mail. That's another thing. Start reporting these goddamn jobs. You have suspicion that these people are selling your information and your data to these companies, these data miners. And I said that any wicked recruiter and any company that's engaging in deliberate job ghosting, I said, woe unto you. It's only a matter of time these companies gonna start crumbling and falling. Woe unto you. Because it's just ridiculous. And in that situation 2 weeks ago, when a woman sent me I guess a job lead or whatever, I specifically told her, I said, "Ma'am, you do not have my written express consent. Once I hand you over my up-to-date resume and it's right to represent, you do not have my written express consent to sell my data, and I'll end up with an influx of spam mail." Don't you know that woman ain't listened to me? And it's like I got all these crazy emails from, AAA, and, like little stop smoking. It's just crazy emails. And like I said, start filing a complaint against these wicked individuals. You know, And like I'm saying, I saw a TikTok video where this woman went on 23 interviews. I've never heard of that. 23 interviews and you ain't get an offer? Something is wrong with that. Back in the days, like I said on my first video, you can get fired from a job and walk into the HR building and get hired on to a new job the next day. And I'm gonna say this again. Use snail mail and start mailing in your resumes versus sending it, over on the internet, because they got the system so fucking jammed up, and we don't even know what is a part of those daggone the algorithms in which they're using. I'm sure they probably have it where as though your name sound American, or if it sound ghetto, your application gonna be rejected straight off the back. That should be like I said, it'd be rejected when that shit should be illegal. And I don't know about nobody else, but y'all don't find it very coincidental that ever since the Social Security data breach back in August, the job market definitely went to hell in a handbasket. Just the mere fact that these individuals that are controlling and that are in a position of power that's dealing with the tech world, they're not Americans. I remember hearing this story where certain people, particularly H-1B visa holders, were dominating the tech field. And I will go on Reddit and, you know, go on certain job boards, and you hear a lot of Americans complaining. They done trickled over to other sectors of the workforce. And they're even, like I said, they dominate the doggone recruiting or temp agencies. And the salaries that these individuals are offering, they are not, in a sense, livable wages. They are lowballing people. That's one of the reasons why I have a problem with them allowing individuals from other countries to come over, because they bring their values and their customs over to America, and it's like we got to cater to them. When y'all in our country, y'all should follow our rules. It shouldn't be the other way around. Y'all work like robots. Y'all motherfuckers work 100 hours a week and things of that nature. We don't do that here in the United States. That's just not something. That's not how it works. And people should start pushing back on it. People should start pushing back on it. Like I'm hearing a lot of people talking about they used to having 6 figures a year job, and now the salaries are cut in half. These individuals that are in power right now, or they're moving up the corporate ladder, they are deliberately trying to turn America into a goddamn third world country. And I said, push back. Because like I said, there's no reason why individuals who aren't born here living the American dream. No, sir, that should not be the case. And I want to leave y'all with something. And I want y'all get a chance. Whether y'all believe in the Bible, whether that shit is fake or not, one thing for certain, two things for sure. Deuteronomy 28, verse 43 through 45, that shit is officially, has officially come into pass. And when it states, it said, the foreigners who reside amongst you will rise above you higher and higher, but you will sink lower and lower. They will lend to you, but you will not lend to them. They will be the head, but you will be the tail. Start by saying, I relinquish your board, block and rebuke that shit. Start reclaiming your birthright and your heritage. You relinquish that shit. Hold on to the American customs and values because it's not fair. But y'all better start calling that shit off because the way this shit is looking, America's more and more people. I'm driving at a stoplight. I'm seeing more and more people that don't look shit like me holding up signs talking about they homeless. And like I said, due to the fact that certain people that were in power were so hell-bent on not allowing people of color, I say black people, for a lack of term, from getting certain positions, now your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren are in a situation where they can't find jobs. As long as we have this racism, this is what's going to happen. Usually the oppressed become the oppressor. So that's why I said, I mean, just take a look at it. You feel you in a situation and these jobs, you filling out job application after job application and you're not getting a hit, I say start filing the damn complaint with the EEOC, U.S. Labor Board, Federal Trade Commissioner, the Secretary of State, and Attorney General, Consumer Protection, and start ranting about these companies. And something will eventually get done about that. And like I said, I appreciate y'all taking the time out of your busy schedule to listen to this quick rant I had. If you like what you're hearing, or I would suggest, I appreciate, once again, let me rephrase that. Like, share, and subscribe. Until the next time, I see y'all later in peace and have a good evening. Thank you.